Hey, hi, it's Meredith. I'm here with our message for Friday. Happy Friday, May 1st. Hey, happy May. Brand new month. Woo! We are using Modern Witch Tarot for our message today. We've got one card for a change from the bottom of the deck. And, you know, this is the card that the rest of the reading, these cards sort of filter through within the day. So keep that in mind. And we have the Ten of Swords. You know, this deck is rather new to me. And I'm noticing for the first time that she's still looking at her phone. Oh, there's something kind of irreverent about that, but I like it. Ten of Swords, it's the Fallen Master, and that's the Ace of Swords to the power of 10. And its message is that we're moving from one phase of life experience to a new phase of life experience. All tens give us that gift. And this one is about moving on to a new horizon. I feel a little bit of reminiscing. You know, it's almost like she's laying there looking through the older photos on her phone, sort of reminiscing about that was then, but I'm so glad this is now, even though there's 10 swords sticking me right here to the ground, because I'm going to take the very best of each sword representing everlasting strength and divine and brilliant clarity. I'm going to take it with me to that new horizon. But I'm going to pause here for a little bit under the pain of these swords, and I'm going to look through my phone and take a walk down memory lane. Oh, maybe have some Hind-Fright mixed in with my hindsight, right? That all went together really well. All right, let's see what goes with this very interesting Ten of Swords. Our first, yeah, look at that, the sun. Excellent. You know it's the happiest card in tarot because I tell you that every time we turn it over. And I know you all celebrate with me every time I turn it over. There's joy and love and happiness, chosen happiness, right? We're moving these energies we might be, or experiences we may be reminiscing over. We might be looking at some of the high points and having some gratitude and appreciation, even though whatever represents our Ten of Swords, whatever it is we're moving on from, may represent something that we are complete, full, and done with. We don't always have to look at that in a bittersweet way. You know, sure, there's a bittersweet energy on it. We could be looking back in true gratitude. Let's just say this Ten of Swords was representing a job you loved, a career you loved, and you let it go for whatever reason. Life changes, you know. You have kids. You can't do what you once did because you're going to dedicate your life somewhere else, right? And you look back fondly on it, but you take with you the greatest lessons and experiences of it, and you move it on and you reinvent, you recreate, you reshape the landscape. And this could be, you know, moving on from a previous relationship, and whatever it was that drew you together is worth looking at in those old photos in your phone, right? Or those old text messages, rereading them and remembering some of the high points and saying, you know, those are still qualities that I love and admire, and I'm integrating them into my relationship now, and I live more like that on my foundation now. And you're taking that energy in the brilliant clarity of the sun with the brilliant clarity of the Ten of Swords and creating this on your now foundation. So it's okay. Take a walk down memory lane, pick out the high points, and know that you want to expand them, amplify them, magnify them, and live them daily in great appreciation, right? Coming with the sun. Ooh, lovers. See, yeah, connection. Can be a previous relationship. I never pigeonhole the lovers, though, as just a relationship card, because it is a card about making choices. And the choices made on this card are made within our heart space. This is us following our heart. We're following our heart in the brilliant light of the sun. And how beautiful is that? Still, there's a choice to be made as we move on from whatever our Ten of Swords life experience is. It's going to be unique to each and every one of us. But we're making choice, making decision out of our choice to be happy, right? So there can be some tension, and certainly there's a little bit of tension and even discomfort on the Ten of Swords while we ponder options, while we decide how we're going to move forward in this beautiful, loving, happy energy. Isn't that interesting, though? You know, we affirm and we manifest, we daydream, and we meditate and converse with the divine all that is for the very things that are showing up on our foundation. And as they show up on our foundation, we do sit there in contemplation on whether or not we're actually going to accept the very things we've asked for. So it's kind of helpful to look through the lens of hindsight and say, wow, you know, that sword was amazing, that sword was amazing, that sword was way less than amazing, but still a valuable lesson. And you know, how we capitalize on all those high points and weave them into our now experience, our presence in these moments and in these relationships and these careers that we find ourselves in now, or projects, our creative projects, and how we're sharing ourselves now as opposed to how we shared ourselves then. Maybe back then, as we're reminiscing, we realized we were holding back the full measure of our heart space. And we're not doing that anymore because we know that living happy means bringing it all, right? So until we make that decision, until we even see that we have a choice in that, and we start choosing in that direction, there's some tension. And that's what the Lover's card also represents. Following your heart can mean experiencing some discomfort and some tension, because we have to trust, we have to take leaps of faith, we have to know that we're going to choose and choose really well, like the sun. Happiest card, remember. Okay, next card. Whoa, there it is. Look at it. Three of Swords. Eek. Yeah, take your cringe moment. But this is exactly what we're in consideration for. It's exactly what the cards are talking about. There are some things that are less than ideal, and without the contrast of those less than ideal life experiences, how do you even know to choose from a different perspective, from a different vantage point? And that's what I feel here, is that we've already done the choosing, we've already done the accepting, even when it's shown up on the foundation and we've manifested for it for years, and we stand there looking at it going, I'm a little bit scared. But look, their hands are reaching toward one another, and that's what we did. We reached out. We reached out to something new, something much more fulfilling and true and sound and lasting and ever evolving. That's the thing. Things stopped evolving in these other experiences, or we evolved beyond them, so they couldn't evolve with us any longer. And we saw that in the brilliant clarity of the sun, and we continued to embrace the wild, free-spiritedness of our heart center, and we kept saying yes. And we've seen that card in Angel Answers this week more than once. That sweet and simple yes. Yes, yes, you can do this. You can go on. You have what it takes. Just reach out. It'll reach back. Okay, so the Three of Swords is a bit more of our reminiscing here, and this card is no joke. It is pain, loss, and sorrow of the past. It's also getting to the heart of the matter, and the feeling here is in the brilliant clarity of the sun, in the full embrace of our own heart space. We have gotten to the heart of the matter, and we see this for what it is. We see this for what it was. And because of this, we're making something that will be different, new, and yes. Coming with this, King of Pentacles. Love that. Love that he is here. And I love that he keeps showing up in our readings lately too. And, you know, he understands the value of this Three of Swords, the value of the Ten of Swords, the value of pausing in your choice and really considering all your options. And certainly he values the presence of love and happiness in the sun. So he understands that everything we do is important. Every step we take is important. And everything in this present moment is going to pay reward onward in an evolutionary way for us, and even in a revolutionary way for us. Because some of us didn't expect to see ourselves here, to consider that we'd be sitting at this vantage point looking back upon things that we left, or that left us, or passed off our foundations, and yet here we are. And it feels like, you know, in yesterday's reading, I felt like I think we ended with the King of Pentacles, and it felt like we were just a few pages into a really juicy chapter. And now we're approaching midway through the chapter, and there's still more to come, but we're savoring this moment. We're appreciating and having great gratitude for where we are exactly right this moment. Okay, stay tuned, because this is developing into a really good little tale, isn't it? All right, let's go on to angel answers for today. Ooh. I just wiped out some cards. Great. Oh, I have this little box that I keep the angel answers, the universe has your back in, because, you know, I'm using them every day. And from a different deck, there are some extra cards. And they were, I think, early representations of the artwork. And I'll just share it with you because it's what I just spilled all over the table. But what landed face up was the Ten of Cups. And right underneath that, by the way, was another early representation of that other deck, the Star. So these actually kind of fall into place nicely here. If you consider the message we were just speaking on. Things that we were affirming and manifesting for have shown up. They're on our foundation, and still we will sit there in deep contemplation before making full contact. And that's okay. We're in appreciation, and that is important. Considering where we've been and what we've done, and the trail, the path that got us here, has us sitting on the King of Pentacles throne, contemplating our Ten of Cups, contemplating our manifestations, and taking that moment of pause, like the Hanged Man would. You know, a pause for enlightenment for just a moment, a pause in the action, like, I'm going to take a nice deep breath, because in about 2 or 3 more moments, I'm leaping forward. That's what this feels like. Yeah, I'm thinking about my Three of Swords, and yeah, I'm thinking about my Ten of Swords too, but I gotta go. Because we have big happy changes, and we made those big happy changes because we chose to be happy. Yes. Oh. Have I told you guys how much I love, guys, everyone, have I told you folks how much I love the tarot? And look, turning over again out of the deck, no need to worry. I'm so glad this card keeps showing up. It's like that sweet, simple yes that says, yeah, it's safe. Go ahead. Take the leap. Take that deep breath and jump. Next. Perfect. Because you're ready. Yes, indeed you are. Some of you are going to say more than ready. And some of you are going to say I was born ready. And certainly you were, but you're still pausing before you take the leap. That's okay. Getting a lay of the land. Ooh, one more. Another beautiful repeat. I did just say moments ago, pause in the action before you take action. That's great. Oh, I love this. Okay, affirmation card from the universe has your back. Energy flows where my intention goes. You know it. You absolutely know it. because it's brought us here, right here, in this spot where we're having some hindsight, where we are contemplating that 3 and that 10 in the brilliant clarity of the sun, because we are in love with, we are the love of our lives, and we are in love with that. We are being love with that. And it's creating a 10 of Cups situation. It's creating a King of Pentacles experience where we get to take it all in and appreciate it. Carry it forward. What are we doing next? Spirit animal. Our spirit creature for today. This is for you to look up. Oh my goodness. I was thinking of this card. I really was, Cardinal. Because I know the message on this card is, in part, everything you do is important. And I just said that, which is what made me think of that card. And now I've pulled it out of the deck. It's twice this week. These cards are just loaded with magic. I'm loaded with magic. We're all loaded with magic. All right, something for us to contemplate from Return of Spirit. Look at that. Take flight. Yeah, you're about to. There's just that little pause that I was talking about. Oh, and here's the other one. Gifted. That's the sun. That's the lovers right there. You know you're gifted. And that's what gives you the inspiration in the first place. To allow your intention to flow. So you're taking flight there. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Happy May 1st. Happy Friday. Have a beautiful, wonderful, magical day. Peace, joy, happiness, and love. And of course, namaste. Bye for now.